the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use the Laravel CLI tool. So just Laravel space and then the new keyword, and then we can just name whatever project we want it to be, and it will create a basic project for us.
Oh, nuts. So like, what I would do is if I want to create it in, like, I feel like it'd be a dot, right? Or is that incorrect?
Well, okay, so I guess like what's the what do we want to do here? Do we want it to create a new directory inside of this folder, or do we want it to sort of like use this folder?
I would say use this folder. Is
Okay,
that what we want? I don't
so
know. That's how
yeah,
I would with create
we
React
could
app.
try that, and we'll see what happens. My guess is that it may overwrite and delete this license and README file, but we don't really have much in there. We need the new keyword though, so Laravel new dot.
Okay, new dot. Okay, and we'll just go for it. Application already exists. Huh, interesting.
So it's saying that because we have some folder files in here already, and it's like freaked out a little bit. We can force it.
Okay, let's force it then. Hey,
Yeah, so as you can see, it installs a lot of things.
can't be larger than node modules, right? Yeah, that was easy. So they have, I don't see a there's the get ignore. Okay, good.
Yes, they gave us a get ignore. In fact, they give us a lot of
They gave us a
get
dot
ignores.
env too. Wow,
Yeah.
that's lovely. It's like built in
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, if you take a look at the .env, it has a whole bunch of default environment variables for us. This is just for development only. We'll have to recreate all of these if we want to deploy this somewhere.
Okay. Hey, AWS. So this does well. I mean, since it's backend, it's not necessarily serverless.
Well, not all of AWS is serverless. My guess is the AWS thing is mostly going to be for, because I noticed this AWS bucket, that tells me it's for S3.
S3. Okay.
Before we do anything else, let's start serving this. And I believe that this will work for both of our computers here. If we do PHP space artisan space serve.
Hey. All right.
Yeah, there we go. So I'm sharing port 8000 with you. It gives us this nice sort of basic HTML page here. If we want to go find this and like make updates to it, it's going to be in the resources directory
And views.
and views.
Okay, sweet.
And then there's this entire welcome.blade.php. This still looks like HTML and it acts like HTML, but the idea is that there's these handlebars you can use that gives us access to the entire PHP Laravel ecosystem, and then you could just get whatever's passed in and inject it in there. Now, this entire main page here, we don't need it. So the question is going to be, what do we want to replace it with? And maybe for that, we should go to planning stage.
Yeah. And so this is where we began to plan out the entirety of the project that we'll be working on for weeks to come. In essence, it's just a tool to help out streamers with their overlays and schedule. You can view the entire plans for this project in the GitHub link down below. And if you have any suggestions, just make an issue. Let's get back to the code. Shall we change the name of the file? Like, what is Blade? What is .blade?
The name of this templating engine that we're using is called Blade. The way that Laravel knows that it's a template is the name. So it's going to be like custom name dot blade dot php. So we're always going to have dot blade. We're always going to have dot php. And now we can just write in a blank HTML.
Maybe like this?
Yeah. Let's start with like maybe just like some kind of like hello world or welcome page.
Hi there. This is our streaming page.
Okay.
Refresh.
So what we
Oh.
is broken.
Yeah, okay. Huh.
We get a welcome not found. The reason for that is because we just changed the name of, so it can't find the view. It was looking for welcome.blade.php.
Okay.
So you can see like, okay, we have route. So we're initializing a route. And then we're saying, okay, it's a get gonna be route. This could be a post or a put. It's on slash, and then it's essentially a callback function. We're gonna return. View is a function that's just provided to us by Laravel. It's gonna look for the template named welcome.
So landing is what you're saying.
Right. And we save, we come back over here, and we hit refresh.
Hey, there, it's our streaming page. Welcome, just another welcome. If I save it, Neat, yo.
Now, so this basic idea, we're gonna go to slash and then username, and so that have users in a database already, like streamers in a database, and then when you go there, it looks up our name. I kind of think that we can do this. Laravel makes it pretty easy for us to like start off with a database really quickly.
Oh, okay.
So I'd say let's go ahead and do that. I'm thinking we're going to use SQLite as our database. I just really like SQLite. It's super easy to set up, and it's just a file in a computer. So the really cool way of creating a database is we're just going to touch a file.
Touch database. Base dot SQLite. So let's try that, I guess.
In the for the DB connection, I'm going to switch that to SQLite. DB host is localhost, so 127.0.0.1 is fine.
Okay.
DB port is going to ignore that because it's SQLite.
Okay.
Database. Instead of like creating a new database name or anything like that, we're just going to have to give it the fully qualified path to the database. So this is all we need to have the database stuff start working for us now. I'm going to have you run the PHP artisan migrate command.
We'd be doing PHP artisan migrate?
Exactly, yes.
Okay, sweet.
It did this for us. So it created a users table and a password resets table.
What did those look like?
We can go take a look at the actual migrations file.
So it just created some boilerplate code, I guess?
This code had already existed here. It was created when we did the Laravel new, but it ran this code when we did the migrate command.
Is this code like specific to each different type of database, or?
No, and that's the beauty of using a system like this, a system that abstracts away the specifics of the database and allows you to do this. So it takes this code, converts it into SQL, and then runs that. Every time we run a migrate, it's going to run this up function. It's going to create a user's table, and it's going to set the ID. It's going to set to automate, to increment automatically. Name, email verified at, password, remember token.
Is that like, sounds like a cookie or something?
It might be. We don't. So cool thing is, Laravel can take some of the authentication stuff for us, so we don't have to really care about it. And then timestamps. There is an entire thing that we can do here. It's make:auth.
There we go.
The idea is now we can go to localhost/home.
Oh, great.
I'm going to register a new account.
I'm going to do a basic password.
Yeah, I did too.
Hey, lovely. Yo, what the heck? That was so easy. What?
Let's go in and take a look at what we've got in the database. We're going to use Tinker. Have you ever played with the Node interactive shell?
Yes. So that's what
think of it like that, except instead of all of PHP, it's mostly it's in the context of this application. All right, so we're in this shell. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a look at everything that we have in the database. So go ahead and run it.
All right. Oh, interesting.
So this is live. This is what's actually in the database. Well, the entire idea for this is because we want to create a route that if we hit it, it can tell if we're at your page or my page. Okay, and now that we're both in the database, we can actually do that. This entire page is going to get, the web page, is going to get really, it's going to get a bit overwhelming if we keep on adding all of our routes here and all the logic to it. Okay. So let's go and we're going to create a controller for it.
So streamer controller, just like that. That'd be good.
Just like that.
So it'll put that in the controllers as is.
It's a super basic file. So let's think about what the function is. If we take a look at the home controller, we can get an idea about what these can look like. This one we definitely want to do something like it.
Okay. So I guess just a public function.
Yeah, public function
index. So if I do a return view, if I just return the same view as, what if I just did landing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we could definitely do that.
Okay, so I guess now the next step is how do we get this controller to actually be used?
The second argument to get is going to be the name of the controller.
So.
And then the @
is going to be the function name.
Yes.
It looks like that. I don't know. The thing
Okay.
I'm looking at, yes. So I see brackets.
Well, let's try it. Then if I just hit refresh, it should still work.
Yeah. So it still works. So blah is
and if I now go to Brookzerker, it goes to this page. All right, so what that means is now we have to get access to like this actual route query. Inside of Streamer Controller, we're gonna have access to the request. Do you see that on line 5, we have this use illuminate HTTP request?
Is that the type?
Yeah, it is. It's a class. So request is a class. So we can do request space request, yes.
Okay.
Now, it can get a little bit more interesting too. We could replace this with just the username, like a username variable.
So would that have a type to it?
I think it's just streamer name. And
let's
return streamer name. And let's see if we got it.
Let's see. Yo. That's nuts.
We're going to want to do that query that we did in Tinker, get information about the user, and essentially pass that in.
Can I do like find or something? Can I make like a query? So we could do something like this.
And yes, however, it's not colon.
Okay.
It's fat arrow.
Fat arrow. Like that?
Like that. Switch the find to where.
Okay. Interesting. I'm just reading, and it seems like if we do name like that, nothing. Dang it.
It just gives us the builder, so it's not an error. It actually works. Let's put
Oh, hang on. First? Oh. Like that? Hey.
Yeah.
Where name streamer name.
All right, and let's return streamer.
Hey, that worked. It's just JSON.
For right now, let's change things up. Let's return a view.
Index.blade.php. Let me just generate some HTML.
Do something like homepage, like, welcome to, and then like the streamer's name. But let's actually change from streamers to like the actual username. So this is going to be very, very similar to what we saw before. So it's going to be like handlebars.
Yeah, because we're in the context.
It's right. But this is also PHP, so we need a $sign in front of it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
This query that we're doing is kind of useless right now because we already have the streamer name. However, what I'm thinking of is that if the streamer name doesn't exist, then we want to just redirect them to somewhere else.
So null is falsy, so we could just say if streamer.
Let's handle the other case first. Else, we can return redirect.
Okay.
And then we'll just send them to slash.
Like that?
Yep.
Redirects. So view.
Now we put it inside of a folder, right? So we have to name the folder. Yep.
Slash.
And then dot instead of slash.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I know. Interesting. We're telling it where to find it, not actually the real path.
Yeah, I'm getting an error.
So it's because the name doesn't exist. So the second argument to the view is going to be the data. We're going to give it an array. So yes, exactly like that.
Let's try it.
So save that.
Interesting. Let me try this. Let me see. So this would be. Can I do that? I'm editing index blade. Nope,
that I found it. Well, why do you say it didn't work?
Undefined variable streamer. Oh, right. Yeah, okay, that worked.
And so now we have like this custom page. So we can go to my page or your page and but nobody else's page. And if anybody else signs up, we can go to their page too.
Let me go to yours. Oh, this is great. What the heck?
So this is the power of using, like, we spent, what, 2.5 hours and most of it was just sort of exploring the language. But we've already got 3 pages up. 2 of them are really
an entire
page,
authentication
what data
system.
we go to.
Yeah.
And an entire authentication system. So this is using Laravel is used by quite a few companies, like for real.
I guess just my last question was about the backend. Like, all of this is executed on the backend, and it's all just being sent to the user, all in one big blob. Nothing's executing in terms of JavaScript on the client side.
Correct. We have no CSS or JavaScript on our front end yet. Well, with that, thank you everybody for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.